Yesterday I had posted another video that was basically just highlights from my Twitch stream. The very first night that I had streamed Moons of Elsewhere after the set had come out, I was playing basically any deck that could run Unrelenting Siege, because I think this card is just so funny. And then I was also trying to abuse Shrewd Strategist in combination with Bandari Opportunist. We started the night on Monk. You've seen those videos, both the highlights and a deck testing video for that. And then on that first night, we also transitioned to trying to play Hlaalu because for some reason I thought it would be a fun idea to amp up the siege action. So we were running Unrelenting Siege, and then we also went and added Rimmen Siege weapons, just because why not? There's a lot of pilfer cards. This will help trigger them as well. I also gave me an excuse to run raiding parties and Nord Firebrands, which I love. They'll get to attack more than once with Unrelenting Siege. They're also a good secondary target if you don't find Opportunist for your Shrewd Strategist, because if you make them with raiding party, then you can buff the natural ones in your deck, so on and so forth. So this is the list of the Hlaalu version, and just like I did with the Monk one, we're going to do a deck testing video. So win or lose, we're going to go play 2 games, have some fun. Personally, in terms of performance, I think that the Monk deck is probably better, just because, if I'm being honest, the condensed size helps in terms of drawing the cards you want to draw. And also, adding red didn't do a whole lot to improve this. Like, Rimmen Siege weapons is fun, but it's not, like, I don't know, it's just not helping the game plan along. Because really, the Monk version is like a combo deck, right? You're trying to hit your combo pieces so you can just keep attacking. Siege weapons is like a backup of, I didn't draw my combo pieces, so I just have all these things on the board. Hopefully they survive and I get a bunch of bonus damage in, right? But the whole point is like, if you just don't run red, then your deck is smaller and then you're more likely to draw your combo pieces, so. Balmora Puppeteer is the Hlaalu card that we're running in this particular list for a number of reasons. One, we have to run at least one, but it's the one that makes the most sense, because when you're playing a bunch of cheap cards and you're, hopefully anyway, ramping into Oblivion with your Torval Crooks and things like that, you can play pretty large Balmora Puppeteers. Like, it's not uncommon for them to be, you know, 5/5, 6/6, 7/7, so on and so forth. So we'll go ahead and get this attack in here. Takes us up to 3, which allows us to play this. Honestly, we'll just go ahead and do this. And speaking of those beefy puppeteers, I suppose a turn 2 4/4 is okay. Could have also played this, but we'll just
here I come.
Go this route. All right. So just a 2/4, no consume. Could have been a 4/4 for 3, which is pretty solid, but there's no creatures to consume in the discard pile, and this also means we just get to make some value trades, so I'm okay with this, right? Take the value trade, take this, don't break the rune. We're at 4 because this survives, so I think this goes here like this. And now what we really want to top deck is Unrelenting Siege, because we have a whole host of creatures that would be able to attack more than once. We would also be able to draw a lot of cards, have Magicka to play said cards. Instead we get a Shadow Shift, so let's start by doing this, because we could still just draw one here. We did not. We got the siege weapons. Now, it is worth noting, siege weapons will also trigger this on the turns that you have it.
So much for a clean escape.
So that's reasonable. Yeah, let's just get our attacks in before we use these cards here.
You've meddled in our business.
We know we're going to use the Shadow Shift. I kind of like my placements, so we'll just send this, because this is going to die anyway. Alright, so if this was something amazing, we would have considered playing it. We could play this and get like 5 extra damage in, but we don't really have a lot of like good pilfer triggers, and I think denying the draw is potentially more important. Oh, they already have 5 cards in their hand. We've already busted 2 runes. Maybe it's not better. Maybe we do just play this. And let's go with a secondary trapper here. Because if they have a ping, you know, they're playing red. If they have a ping and they just drew even more cards. We want to try to keep our stuff alive here. Alright, so they're going to get some drain and crossbow. Okay, so they gain a lot of health. We're not really that worried about them gaining health with our particular deck, though, if I'm being honest. So sad that we have no, like, good pilfers. We could use our strategist on something like Blood Pact Messenger, but the reality, again, is that we would prefer to use it on Opportunist, Nord Firebrand. So we actually might end up holding on to him. We really shouldn't, though, because at this point we're trying to push as much damage as we can. So let's get this in first and then make the decision here. We could also... Yeah, I mean, we've already played 2 of these, so really this is the only, like, legitimate target. But at this point, I think just playing the 4-5 is relevant. I mean, here's the good thing about Shrewd Strategist, right? Even if you never draw the other stuff, he's still a 4-5 for 4. Like, it's not irrelevant stats. He's not understated by any means, and even if we don't get an amazing play like our Firebrands, then we do what we can. Now, it is also worth noting as well that he does buff things in your hand, so if you do have, like, natural Nords, but then you draw a raiding party, you could play the raiding party, put Nords in your hand, and then he buffs it.
Chaos take. Fires of Alduin.
You've meddled in our business for
I think we just want to
last
attack here and get the shackle. If I'm being honest.
Always come to pass. I do not fear.
I mean, at this point, we're just kind of playing this like an aggro deck because that was the way our start worked, and the siege weapons, I guess, helped in that regard. It didn't last long, but we're pressuring. It's not the end of the world. And they also drained a lot. They would be potentially dead by now. We're doing the best we can with what we have. If they play a guard, we'll have this to go through it, because I don't think there's many cards that we would draw that we wouldn't be able to play. Like, we could top deck a Nasi, but a Nasi would go through the guard anyway, and we don't have to worry about it. So they did the math for us. All right. Let's go ahead and jump into another game and see if maybe we can get the full glory to show up. But again, like, Rimmen Siege Weapons was useful there. I'm just not convinced still that the addition of that card makes this version better than the Monk one. They're still both very fun to play, and they do things a little bit differently because of the presence of red. Obviously, you saw this one was able to just transition into being an aggressive deck because you have cards like Siege Weapons and the Puppeteer, but... Alright, this is going to be a real opponent. We're playing Jink. So you go back. This is okay, though. We will likely lose this one. Alright, a second one isn't necessarily what I was hoping to see. And a Firebrand to boot. Well, so against Strength, we start Shadow Lane here because we don't want them to charge. Stormcloak Vanguard could be an issue. Alright, so here we say this creature can ignore guards.
This one will get what is needed.
And draw me some cards. Now if we wait one turn, we just don't use our ring charge here, we can make a really big Puppeteer again, and I think that's entirely reasonable. Because we don't have any of our combo pieces in hand yet, so much like last game, just recognizing that we might need to transition to being aggressive is not irrelevant.
This one is always pleased to assist.
Take our poke. This will go here because this has got to go here. We also want this to poke. And then we'll just make a 5/5 for 2. Seems reasonable. And some card draw to back it up. This will likely not survive a second time, but this at least cycles. And we've at least made them go, okay, now what?
Like the dragonflies.
Hey, Varen!
All true
I love it when my
must.
opponents play Varen. Like, if you think I am gonna get rid of that Varen for you, you are mistaken. Alright, so let's start that there. Let's see what this draws us. Alright, that's funny.
You've meddled in our business for the last
This
time.
one is always pleased to assist.
Well, there we go with the siege weapons. Now it's gonna make it even more imperative that they delete this when we play it. Otherwise, that will represent an awful lot of card draw for us.
You're so sweet, I could just eat you up.
Oh. Alright, so they have that, and then they can double trade into my puppeteer, maybe?
Dispatch the Leo
Do they have a firebolt? See it? Vanguard! Huh? I'm not just making stuff up over here. Alright, so they gain a bunch of health. We're gonna do this. This. This is likely gonna trade, but I honestly think I might trade into this. I think, just like the last time, that we want to leave Varen there. Believe it or not. Problem is, I'm gonna end up playing this over here in that regard. Though they might just have this eat here and then he survives. I'm not against Varen staying there. Though, maybe we don't want Varen to stay there. This is a control deck. And we suspect that because of the presence of Gourmet.
Fires of all
Alright, fine. So we'll do
There isn't a lot.
this. Now, we likely just instant lose to Ice Storm here. Sometimes that happens. Nothing we can do about it, but holding those creatures back wasn't going to help us survive Ice Storm that much better anyway. At this point, it all comes down to, do they have removal? Oh, we also instant lose to Cradle Crush, Skaven, anything.
Be on the wrong side of this.
That's just as bad. Yeah. Everything came down to, did they have an answer for our Blood Pact Messenger? And they had it. Because we needed the card draw. I mean, we're pushing damage still, but...
So much for a clean
I will
escape.
cut your purse and your throat.
You can't beat me.
Watch this.
I mean, I guess we can do that. Should probably go face, though, with where we're at right now.
There are always demons to be.
So this is, again, kind of why I feel like the monk one is better. Because as cheeky as this is, it's not really doing much to help us, right? Like, we're just kind of slowly plinking away at their health total. But it's not enabling our really cool combo the way Siege does. Which is important when you're trying to do combo things. Like, we need... Oh, there we go. Let's get in there. What a top deck.
This one comes alone.
I would also like some Magicka, please and thank you, to spend it on. So we played this for 6, but we're still at our full 7. Gotta love it. With some more card draw opportunities. So let's send you over here and hopefully draw something great. I mean, we do have the one opportunist there. It's not terrible, but I really feel like this is probably just better for us for right now. What a good top deck. we've at least put him into a potentially rough position.
Hardly a hand.
To
'Cause
disrespect
they gotta
the
pull stuff
father.
off, because this is representing an issue. Can hopefully get some cards drawn with this as well. Get the strategist online so that we can run our opportunist train.
I have many important
And
things
Kano is
on
going
my
to
mind.
eat my 3/5. Makes sense. But we get some more magic in now, which is always nice. The downside, though, is that Crusader's Assault here does not do anything but draw us one extra card. But that's, I think, okay. I think we stay on the game plan. We do this anyway. And I legitimately think that we still cycle this for one, because we're going to get them down to 1 health anyway. So they will have to remove our entire board, or else the... Oh, maybe we won't get them to 1 health. Oh. It's going to be a Harpy, I think. Yep. Well, we get them to 3 health, but we're going to play some big threats, and they kind of have to remove a lot of this, because this is threatening. And they can't. So I guess siege weapons did show some worth there. It just was showing worth in a more aggressive format than the cool combo format. But anyway, like I said, this version, fun to play, just plays a little bit different. The monk version, fun to play, plays a little bit different. I like both decks a lot, and hopefully you enjoyed them over these past 4 days as well. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Until next time, may you walk on warm sands.